499 Most Important Words for B2 Level English. A jiggle. A slight irregular shaking motion. To undergo. To endure. To experience. A popsicle. An ice cream or water ice on a small wooden stick. A skewer. A long pin for holding meat in position while it is being roasted, downwind. Towards the side away from the wind.
A slight irregular shaking motion. A jiggle. To endure, to experience. To undergo. An ice cream or water ice on a small wooden stick. A popsicle. A long pin for holding meat in position while it is being roasted. A skewer. Towards the side away from the wind. Downwind.
A porch. A structure attached to the exterior of a building, often forming a covered entrance. A bequest, law, a gift of personal property by will. Amenable. Disposed or willing to comply. To come about. To happen. Adamant. Impossible to persuade, or unwilling to change an opinion or decision.
A structure attached to the exterior of a building, often forming a covered entrance. A porch. Law, a gift of personal property by will. A bequest. Disposed or willing to comply. Amenable. To happen. To come about. Impossible to persuade, or unwilling to change an opinion or decision. Adamant.
A trustee. A person who manages another's property. Haphazard. Random. By chance. Happening in an unplanned manner. Comprised. Included. Consisted of. A haunt. A place often visited. To besiege. To surround so as to force to give up.
A person who manages another's property. A trustee. Random, by chance, happening in an unplanned manner. Haphazard. Included, consisted of. Comprised. A place often visited. A haunt. To surround so as to force to give up. To besiege.
To vex. To confuse or annoy. Amidst. Surrounded by. In the middle of. Eerie. Strange in a frightening and mysterious way. To stun. To shock, to daze. A ridge. A long, narrow chain of hills or mountains.
To confuse or annoy. To vex. Surrounded by, in the middle of. Amidst. Strange in a frightening and mysterious way. Eerie. To shock, to daze. To stun. A long, narrow chain of hills or mountains. A ridge.
To fulfill. To accomplish, satisfy, meet, suit. To convict. To find or declare guilty. Stony. Showing no sympathy or kindness. Hail. Precipitation of ice pellets when there are strong rising air currents. A fringe. An ornamental border consisting of short lengths of hanging threads or tassels.
To accomplish, satisfy, meet, suit. To fulfill. To find or declare guilty. To convict. Showing no sympathy or kindness. Stony. Precipitation of ice pellets when there are strong rising air currents. Hail. An ornamental border consisting of short lengths of hanging threads or tassels. A fringe.
Spurious. Intended to deceive, lacking authenticity or validity. False. Counterfeit. Intricate. Complicated. Difficult to understand. Beneath. In a lower place. Under. Below. Distress. Psychological suffering. Underneath. Under or below an object or a surface.
Intended to deceive, lacking authenticity or validity, false, counterfeit. Spurious. Complicated, difficult to understand. Intricate. In a lower place, under, below. Beneath. Psychological suffering. Distress. Under or below an object or a surface. Underneath.
A pun. A humorous play on words. Touchy. Irritable and looking for trouble. Disgruntled. In bad humor. Displeased. Discontented. Lousy. Infested with lice. Jeopardy. Danger, risk, hazard, peril.
A humorous play on words. A pun. Irritable and looking for trouble. Touchy. In bad humor, displeased, discontented. Disgruntled. Infested with lice. Lousy. Danger, risk, hazard, peril. Jeopardy.
Drizzling. Of rain, falling lightly in very small drops. Rust. The formation of reddish-brown ferric oxides on iron by low-temperature oxidation in the presence of water. A deputy. An assistant with power to act when his superior is absent. Haze. Atmospheric moisture or dust or smoke that causes reduced visibility. To seal. To make tight. Stamp.
Of rain, falling lightly in very small drops. Drizzling. The formation of reddish-brown ferric oxides on iron by low-temperature oxidation in the presence of water. Rust. An assistant with power to act when his superior is absent. A deputy. Atmospheric moisture or dust or smoke that causes reduced visibility. Haze. To make tight, stamp. To seal.
Odorless. Having no odor. A riddle. A difficult problem. Poised. Marked by balance or equilibrium and readiness for action. Ladder. Steps consisting of two parallel members connected by rungs. A hue. A degree of lightness, darkness, strength, etc. of a color.
Having no odor. Odorless. A difficult problem. A riddle. Marked by balance or equilibrium and readiness for action. Poised. Steps consisting of two parallel members connected by rungs. Ladder. A degree of lightness, darkness, strength, etc., of a color. A hue.
A stickler. A perfectionist. A person who insists things to be exactly right. An onset. A start or a beginning. A clash. A state of conflict between persons, colors, objects. To rehearse. To practice for a performance, repetition of items to be remembered.
A perfectionist, a person who insists things to be exactly right. A stickler. A start or a beginning. An onset. A state of conflict between persons, colors, objects. A clash. To practice for a performance, repetition of items to be remembered. To rehearse.